Well, hello there, everybody. All right. Let's see. I might be a little high. Bill, go ahead and talk for me, bub.
Yes, what's going on?
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, with me is Bill. And let me know how we sound. If I need to go down some, if he needs to come up some, or vice versa.
Yeah, we always got to go through that when we're dealing with the audio issues.
Well, they just updated Skype, too.
Okay. Oh, did you see it? Did you see it? Are you one of those folks like me that is doing the Skype preview?
No, they just send me the new one, and it automatically downloads, and I have it.
Oh man, I may have made a grand mistake updating it and testing their new option here, and I don't know how to get back.
Really?
Gosh, I mean, they now have it where you can every time you answer a call on Skype, it pops up another window.
Really?
Yeah, so now I've got, like, every time somebody messaged me, it opens up a new window.
Wow.
So now, like, I've got my main Skype screen, someone who was just talking to me before I started speaking with you, and now I've got you on another one. It's like pop-ups everywhere. So I'm trying to figure out, with all these crazy things they do, because I'm a
There should be like a do not disturb thing or something like that, where if you're on an individual call, it just kind of sends people to whatever.
Keith, I'm telling you, you know my word I'm going to say, right?
Yeah, bizarre.
Yeah. I mean, it's good as when I'm producing. This actually could be really good because I can have multiple screens going on.
Right.
But it may become overwhelming. But forget about this. What is going on? Are you using the Sony here?
See, I have you. For some reason, you're coming out of the mic audio too. Why are you doing that?
Can you mute the other source?
I can't because then I'd be muting myself. Ladies and gentlemen in chat, people watching in chat, how does the audio sound? If it sounds good, I'm not going to mess with it. But for some reason, Bill's coming across on 2 channels. So if it just comes down to one, I'll turn off the other and just keep us both on the same channel. So the people in chat have got to let me know what it sounds. Actually, you know what? I can actually test it myself if I just unmute the. Let me see what it sounds like. Hold on.
All right.
This ought to be crazy. Okay. Okay, that sounded good so far.
Okay. You want me to keep talking to see if there's an echo?
Actually, you know what? I can actually test it myself. I'm just listening back to.
Oh, what planet is he focusing on? Because I'm seeing moons here.
You're seeing Jupiter.
Nice. Amazing. I'm telling you. The dude is saying that the audio is fine.
Okay, so Justin's DewW's telling me Bill's audio is way too loud. You sound fine. Okay, that's because he's double channeling. Okay, let me try this.
I can lower my.
No, I have you on 2 channels, but now I have us both on 1. So hopefully this will work. So from this point on, from 8:50:30, tell us how it sounds. That's the time that'll show on the clock. 8:50:30.
Yeah.
When we're both on here, and let us know if we're the same, because Bill has a thing where he's set for his radio, so he might actually have to turn the volume up on his end, his output end.
Really?
There's nothing really I can do about that.
Well, let me know because I got the mixer over here.
So Bone said Bill's audio is loud, and I said
loud.
mine. So, but I just turned off the main channel that I usually have you on. So now we're both on the same channel. It may be the same.
Oh, that's looking good. He must have good skies because the hurricane has now moved northward.
Yeah, and we did have a couple of clouds blowing in from the north. But as we said, tomorrow night and Friday night ought to be absolutely crazy good.
Nice. Yeah, because the atmosphere is being cleansed with all the I'm too loud.
Yeah, he just said it. Have you taken that from the time from 8:50:30? Is Bill still too loud?
It's saying it. They're saying it. Yeah, Bill too loud with echo.
I know. I'm waiting for like the people that normally know what it sounds like, and Justin's saying it sounds good. So
I'm just gonna wait because I don't want to overwhelm the audio here. So I'll just speak.
Now Travel says they both sound fine. So I'm gonna open this stream on my phone. That's the best way to tell because it's not like amped or anything like that.
So I'll be quiet for a minute.
No, keep talking by all means.
Oh no, because I don't know if you're listening to the audio from YouTube or.
No, I'm just listening to it on my phone while we're talking.
They're all saying good now.
Okay, so basically we're on the same channel, kind of like we have to do it on. I think we do the same thing on your channel now too, right? We're all on one channel.
I go through the same thing. People tell me, Bill, you're too low, too loud.
Yeah.
You know what you got to get?
See, what it is you're perfect for your radio settings because
Right.
your radio does its own, like, you have your own settings for that, so your microphone has to be lower. But when you go off to something else, you don't have that. It's almost like a preamp. You know what I mean?
Well, the software we use for the radio station is all preset.
Right.
So all I have to do is when I'm doing live radio is I've got to just make sure that their levels are not overwhelming. So in real time, I'm actually looking at a graph.
Yeah, we're good. I just heard it on the YouTube. Yeah, we're good. So we're just on the same channel. That's all. Which is
now.
awesome.
Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Paul needs to get like his phone with Bluetooth, and we need to get Paul on while I know he's busy. He's got his hands full with the telescope and the equipment. But you know what? If he had his phone and he had a Bluetooth to it, he can be on Skype here with us and still have his hands free.
But that's not Paul. You know,
no?
We tried to. Yeah, it's not something he's interested in.
Really?
You know, I mean, he'd rather concentrate. His thing is he wants to get the best imaging possible.
Oh, I know that.
So if he's doing something else, like, I don't even think he likes when I text him. When we're
well,
you know what I mean. But it's like he's that kind of perfectionist where he's trying to get the best he can. And between running in and out, you know, because, you know, with the scopes, some of them are operated from outside, some of them are operated from inside. And if we have, you know, the wide field and the bigger scopes out, you know, he's constantly running between the two, and it's just another thing that would, you know, get in his way. But if I need to know anything, he'll text me.
It's funny because Gary was just about to say that, Gary Wardell.
I have a mixer. It's right here. It's on now. That's what we're using.
Is that the mixer I gave you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's the one. But see, I have it. It's feeding in because of the weirdness of, like, I had to reset this whole computer, so I have to figure out how to do the desktop second audio, where I have Skype is designated just for the second desktop audio. So it's crazy.
Oh, look at this image! I love it. I love it. But anyway, when I go to your house, I think you need to start looking at maybe an 8 or 10 channel mixer.
I have a 12 channel Behringer.
Do you?
Yeah. From the DJ days. I don't have enough room on the desk. I have a U-shaped desk, and I have the two wide screens. I have the regular screen, then I have the PlayStation stuff on the left. On the right-hand side is the towers that I can get to, that I can constantly use USBs and HDMIs and all that stuff. And then, of course, I have a little area for, like, paperwork and whatnot. So, like, I have to build, like, a custom desk system or something, because I have my speakers above me, so they're, like, up on the wall on a shelf, like, I don't know, about 2
You know what
feet.
you could do on that, wherever your work area is? Make a little, you could even make it yourself. Just make something that goes up about 18 inches, like a shelfie kind of a thing.
I do. It's right above me. That's where my speakers are. And the lamp.
You may need another layer.
Yeah, I might need to.
Well, when I come to your house, because it is inevitable when I come then help you
once
do the laminate
schedule's
floor.
calmed down a little bit, holy moly, this week has been crazy.
Oh, and now I got to take care of KGRA for 2.5 weeks starting Friday.
I know, but once again, people, we are heading out to the Four Corners region around October 9th. I have it on the banner here. I think I have it as the 11th or 12th, because that's when we'll get out there, but we're leaving here the 9th or so.
Well, you know we're going to meet, so.
Yeah, so Bill will be out in Utah at that time. Me and Paul will be out in the Four Corners region, Utah. So we're all gonna have some fun out there.
Now, are you planning? Oh, what an image! That is stunning. I love it.
Wait till he zooms it.
Oh my! Oh my! That is amazing. That is beautiful.
That's a pretty calm sky.
I mean, look, you could even see the differential in the ring.
Yeah, and you should be able to see some actual rings in the actual planet. You'll see a light ring around the center.
Wow, that is stunning.
How about that hurricane, man?
Oh, well, you know, I've been covering it for days and days.
You're insane. That one day you were on for like 10
people
hours.
Actually watching up because I have to delete the streams because I'm using so many different outlets for information, and you know, if you keep them, you get copyrighted, and then it'll be bye my channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
But it's great to do a public service, and if it helps and provides any information to people out there that can be useful, and they can protect themselves, their families, their friends, their neighbors. Yeah. To me, that's something I'm proud of. If I can contribute in that in any way, and I think I have. I really do.
It's just I've never seen anything like it. How it just sat there.
I couldn't believe it. For almost 2 days, it's had over Grand Bahama.
And
I
now,
mean,
now we're starting to get the pictures of the devastation.
oh,
And it looks like literally, it looks like just
a bomb went off.
like 50 tornadoes tore through the place.
Yeah. And see, this is why somebody actually joked at me when I mentioned this. And this is not something that is taken lightly because they're actually talking about it. The National Hurricane Center is actually talking about changing the Saffir-Simpson scale and adding a category 6.
Yeah,
now,
I was there when that person did that, not
Yeah,
knowing
like-
that they were actually talking about it. And then I linked them to the article showing that they were actually talking about adding a 6 and 7.
that's right. Because once it gets over 157, it's like, that's it. See, I think we need to do it where, say it's 200 miles per hour
Yeah.
or even 190, because then I would say total devastation. And I hate to say it like this, but it's just a fact. Possible, the likelihood of high loss of life. Because
Yeah.
people, I mean, I can't understand if they had time, and I don't know how much time they had, but those people should not have been there with 185 mile per winds sustained.
And I know that, well, I know they don't want to scare people, but sometimes being blunt is the best way. If you come on there and don't like sugarcoat and say, listen, there's going to be death, maybe they'll take it a little more seriously. Because, I mean, you had people trapping in their attics.
Yes.
It was crazy. And now, obviously, not everybody's going to be able to get out. Not everybody's going to be able to get to a plane. You know, we get it. But there are places, I mean, yes, it's an island, but you can go more inland. Granted, it's only, a 40-foot island. It's only higher it goes off the water surface.
What you need to do is find the highest possible ground. Whatever the government, the Bahamian government has to find the highest ground in the island and build a structure that's built above sea level, so that people have a place to go for shelter in an event of an emergency like this. And it has to be, quite a large facility, because with backup generators, because these islands, the Caribbean, these areas are prone to these storms, and you have to be prepared because it's loss of life. You've seen the devastation, you've seen the damage. But
I've tried not to look at it because, man, it just gets me all kind of upset just watching that kind of stuff.
I was emotional. I actually broke down a couple of times because I couldn't watch it.
Because
Because you've seen all the devastation, and you wonder, where are all the people?
Your attic to your house, where all the insulation is, it's not finished, and you're seeing the ocean come up through the floor of the attic.
And through the sides of the roof. You could see the water coming, and I'm like, oh my God.
And there's no way out. If it keeps rising, you're done. You're a goner. And you're almost making peace with it at that point.
There were folks tied down to their roofs, Keith.
It's crazy.
And like
I've seen that one lady and her family, they actually had themselves tied to the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Sad, man.
So, it's about being better prepared for a situation like this. And you never want to wait for something like this to happen and it's too late. And now you're contemplating what you're going to do for the future. You have to do the investment. You have to be prepared. You have to make it where people have a place to go where they can be safe. It's unthinkable.
Just a designated solid, 2-foot thick concrete building in the middle of the island for that purpose only.
Right. Exactly. For emergency purposes only. And obviously they can have a place where they have a hospital in there for medical needs, some kind of clinic, plenty of food and storage. Even if it's non-perishable goods, canned goods on shelves that can be on shelves for a year or two. You have to do what's necessary to protect the people.
Well,
so I'm
there's
sure
a place like that, was it in Puerto Rico, that they had a place like that, and every year, like when the canned goods would be reaching their expiration, like a month or two before their expiration, they would actually take and donate all the food that was in it before they restocked again. They would take it to like food shelters and stuff like that. So
another thing too, it's just like some of the coastal areas, there has to be a mandatory building code that says that houses have to be built on stilts. And put above ground. When I bought my house in Florida, and it was after Andrew, my house was now built to Andrew code, that it had to be built a certain way. It would sustain 130 mile per hour winds. It's all about code and anything from here on out, how to rebuild structures. You see that. You see how California adapted to earthquakes and building in their code structure.
Yeah, and you can always tell the buildings that are like pre-code enforcement. Because they're the first ones to crumble.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like I said, any house that's on ground level,
Yeah.
and especially near coastal areas where storm surge can affect, it's bad. But anyway,
I hate to say it, it's just going to get worse too.
the numbers are going to go up, sadly, tragically, in the death toll because they're just getting in there now.
I'm saying about the hurricanes. I mean, you might be looking at that. That might be the new norm, come 10 years from now. 200 mile an hour winds, 220 mile an hour gust.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
That's scary.
We talk about this, and like I said, I didn't talk about it on my channel, and I'm not going to talk about it here. We can debate all we want about climate change because the planet goes through its circular cycles, and it goes through changes. But regardless of the source, if the ocean waters continue to rise in temperature, these storms are only going to have more fuel to feed themselves because they're going to get stronger, more powerful. It's all about sea temperature. Yeah. And even if it goes up 2 more degrees, Keith, you're talking the possibility of super typhoons or super hurricanes.
Yeah, and that's the sad part because most likely the first ones that are going to feel it is going to be Japan and Taiwan and those areas because
Philippines. Yep.
Yeah, they get it hit more than anybody else.
And I'll tell you, I was looking at the maps, and one thing I got to say, and this is not to brag, I was on point, Keith. Before the meteorologists were forecasting, I was a day ahead of them, or even 2 days ahead of them, predicting what was going to happen with this storm. And believe me, I have witnesses to back me up on that. Now, I'm looking at the models. There is a disturbance coming off of Africa right now. Now, that one should curve out into the Atlantic. It's going to go northwestward and go up and be a fish storm. But there's another one for next week that is going to have to be watched. I'm not saying it's going to develop into a hurricane, tropical storm, but the likelihood is that this thing is going to develop. Long-range models are saying it, and it's going to travel across the Atlantic into the Leeward Islands, and we're going to have the same situation of some kind of system developing. Because right now we are at the height of the hurricane season.
Yeah.
From now to the end of November, so we have to keep an eye on the Atlantic.
Yeah. So just hoping everybody the best down in the Bahamas.
That's it. And right now, the people in the Carolinas, they really have to watch.
Yeah, I haven't even been watching. Like, where is that thing headed? Is it heading for Charleston in there?
Yes. You see, Charleston lies. Actually, it's a person mentioned this, and it's actually a really good description. It's like a bowl.
Yeah.
It's actually in some points below sea level. Now, this place is prone. It's known for flooding, and the hurricane is going to be to the south of Charleston, which means they're going to be on the northern edge of the storm, which means the waves are going to be pounding. The winds are going to be pounding. The storm surge is going to come right into their coast.
That means the Battery Park in Charleston. You guys be ready.
Yeah, and all the way up to Cape Hatteras. Now they're saying 4 to 7, 5 to 8 storm surge. And if you live on the coast and you're not a house on stilts, that's something you really got to be concerned about.
Yeah, man.
So
please listen to your local people.
Yeah.
If they try to evacuate, you just do it. I mean, once again, it's better to be safe than sorry.
The thing is, though, Keith, and I remember this in Florida. When I was there in Florida for the short time I was there in my house, people want to be in their homes because they're afraid once they're evacuated, there are really some really bad people out there that go in and they don't belong there and they loot their homes.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's why people are hesitant to leave because they're protecting their property.
Well, look at Paul last time they had one in Miami. They had to sit there and had 2 guys at gunpoint. They were trying to get to the mall.
Exactly. People exploit, and that's why I kept emphasizing the point that there's going to be a lot of people, fake GoFundMes, charities, all these different things. You have to be careful where you put money if you're going to donate, because there are people that would exploit it and that are going to take advantage of a horrible situation and try to make it best for themselves, making money. And that's alone is sad.
Yeah.
Because that happens. But yeah, I mean, I'm actually mentally, physically, emotionally drained from it.
Yeah.
Now, I'll start streaming again on my channel, the hurricane stuff again tomorrow, as this thing nears Charleston and then works its way up the Carolinas, because a lot of people are actually looking for information and being kept up to date
Yeah, that was the hard part about this one too, is because it was Bahamas and all of the Bahamas were pretty much inundated. There wasn't really a lot of. I mean, you didn't see your classic Jim Cantori hanging on a telephone pole and stuff like that because, I mean, even they, believe it or not, were smart enough this time not to send anybody there. And the people that were actually stuck there, I'm pretty sure most all of them wish they weren't.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Once they cut off the mandatory evacuations, that's it.
Yeah.
And once the storm gets over, say, 40-mile-per-hour winds, they're not coming out to get you. They're not going to risk their lives, first responders, to come and get you when they told you to leave. Now you're on your own. You got to wait it out until they're able to come and get you.
Yeah, and God knows how long that could be.
It's all, it's just one of the things. If it was myself, look at us up here where we are in the Northeast. Yeah. Every time we have a thunderstorm, we have to watch now for tornadic activity.
Yeah, and it never used to be like that.
Never. In the last 5 years, it's really, really gotten bad.
I was reading a paper on how they said Tornado Alley has actually expanded northeast 150 miles.
Yep.
It's just
and
crazy.
That concerns me. Even the frontal winds are getting more powerful when these storms come through. That's why I'm grateful that I cut a lot of the trees around my home. And good night to do.
Yep. See you later, W.
It's great that I cut these trees because, you were here. You saw what happened to me.
Yep.
The tornado down the block, and it was a low-end tornado, but still damage was extensive everywhere. We lost power for 4 days. So every time these thunderstorm fronts come through, I'm concerned. I have to look at the radar. I want to see if there's any spin in the atmosphere. Because that's the thing. Say a front is coming down from the northwest. Then you have a stream coming up of warm air from the southeast. That creates that rotation in the atmosphere. And look at the hurricane. How many isolated tornadoes can be spawned from a hurricane because of the rotation in the atmosphere, or water spouts? It's just because of the atmosphere. And up here, it's getting to be more extreme, even up here. So, and how many times I called you, Keith? You've got storms.
Yeah, you got some popcorn coming your way. Yep.
Oh my! I mean, it's getting to that point, but it is what it is. But
and now the Farmer's Almanac is coming for us here in the Northeast to have one hell of a winter, so that's going to be fun.
Don't say that.
Well, I'm just saying what the old almanac, which is never right, is saying.
The Farmer's Almanac is saying that.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we've been lucky though. The last few winters for me have been kind of warm.
Yeah, I mean, we're due for a bad winter anyway.
We are due. We are definitely. I
think this year is like a El Nino year, isn't it?
I think so. But last year I used my snow blower 3 or 4 times only. Now I'm talking about my monster blower. I have a little, smaller one, but the big blower I used 4 times. Yeah. The year before, Keith, I did not use it once.
Yeah.
But 4 years ago, we had a storm that dumped 36 inches on us, and we lost power for 4 days.
Yep.
So
remember that one year, a couple years back in October, we got like 6 or 7 inches of snow at the last day of October. No, it was like the 30th of October, it was before Halloween.
Yes, I remember that.
That was crazy. And then it melted, within a day. But
heavy wet snow. I remember that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not going to get into debate if there's a man-made element to this.
It doesn't matter if it's man-made. It doesn't matter if it's an industry. We know that the planet is warming. Whether it's a cycle, whether it's man-made, whether it's industry, it doesn't matter. We know it's warming, and that's gonna play hell.
Exactly. And it only takes a couple of degrees of warmth in that sea temperature to really fuel these storms, because it's unbelievable. And people were asking me, well, why did the hurricane go from 185 to 110 or 125 or whatever it was? Because the hurricane was sitting over one spot, and it was taking the colder water. It was just churning, and the colder water came to the surface. And as the hurricane stayed in one spot, it weakened because it didn't have that warm water that it feeds off of to keep the strength.
If anybody needs to know, it's called convection heating. That's how mostly all thunderstorms and storms work.
But the thing is, I said it today. Don't be surprised if the hurricane intensifies slightly.
Yeah, it should.
And it went from 105, and the last one I seen was 110. It did increase, and the eye is definitely getting its act back together. Matter of fact, while we're talking, I'm going to go to the National Hurricane Center
Yeah.
And see
Well,
what the
either way, I
latest
mean that
update.
storm is scary, and I hope everybody here in chat and their loved ones and friends and whatnot, anybody that's on the southeast
Okay.
coast right now near Carolinas, Georgia, just
Yes.
heed the warnings. It's still a dangerous storm. It might be on what is now category 1, 2.
2.
Yeah, so
But
it's still a very,
second-
very dangerous storm, especially if you're on the northwest side of it. It's going to be shooting
Yes.
water right into any waterways or
Exactly.
canals. So take heed, take the warnings. If you're evacuated, get out.
Check it out. At 5 o'clock when I last checked the advisory, it was moving, I believe, at 7 miles per hour. At the same thing, northwest. Right now it's moving at 8 miles per hour. But that's not even, it is getting scarily closer to the Georgia coastline and to South Carolina.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The pressure was 964 millibars. It has gone down since 8 o'clock to 959. That means the storm is slightly intensifying.
Yeah.
Also, the winds were 105. They're now up to 110.
Yeah. So it's
So the
still a very
hurricane
dangerous
is
storm.
definitely getting more organized. Is it going to increase in intensification a lot? No. I'm probably thinking it's topping out right about now at 110. Maybe it'll get to 115. I don't see it increasing because it's got that Gulf Stream temperature, that water. It's warm. Up and down the Carolinas, that Gulf Stream sea temperature is warm.
And if anybody's wondering where we've been, that's where we've been. I mean, that thing was sitting, 100 miles off the coast of Florida, and it was just throwing clouds constantly. And it was a slow-moving storm, and, Miami has been just totally drenched this year to begin with. It's just been absolutely horrible this year for moon viewing or planet viewing or whatever you wanted to call it. We're hoping next year is going to be better. But it was just, and then tonight's the first night where it actually lifted out of the way. We had some clouds earlier that were kind of shooting down. They kind of dissipated with the daytime heating. They're not letting the cloud bands come as far down as what they were. But as we said, tomorrow night and Friday night looks to be hopefully amazing, because it usually is after a hurricane passes by, because it takes all the clouds and everything with it. So, and the atmosphere is cleaned. That's the one upside to a hurricane. Same thing with a snowstorm. I mean, Bill will tell you when he's doing his sky watches, if he goes to do a sky watch like a day after a snowstorm's come through, the skies are absolutely clear, because water needs dust to form. Like, water cannot form without dust or particles for them to grab onto and adhere to. So what does it do? They grab onto, adhere to it, the snow falls, and then all of a sudden you have a clean atmosphere and you have very good viewing.
Lower humidity, just better viewing skies when that happens. That's what you want. When the humidity is like 25 or 30 or 40.
So when you're drinking raindrops, or you're drinking, or you're having snowflakes hit your tongue, just know it's wrapped in a little dust ball.
Just don't say the Kool-Aid. Just don't say that.
All that moisture is just adhered to a little dust ball or a particle that enabled it to fall from the sky once it accrued enough moisture.
I'll tell you one thing. What's going on? What's the cycle of the moon? When is it? When do we have a full moon here?
We're at 38% now. So the full moon. Let's see. The full moon will be. Oh heck, if I know. I haven't even had a chance to look.
So is this pretty much the beginning of your time? The couple of weeks that you had to.
That was supposed to be a week ago already.
Wow.
When we started, but we just couldn't because of all the clouds and everything.
Yeah, the storm was lingering for over a week.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, we're already at 38% illumination, so almost 39. And we have it. It's still up at 28. Well, basically 29 degrees in the sky at 9:16 at night. So, our full moon, it's not going to be long. I think our full is 3/4 is on the 7th, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the full moon's going to have to be around the 15th or so.
So are you guys planning to stream while you obviously probably are? You're making this trek across the country.
Oh, yeah.
You guys planning to stream from different locations,
right?
Correct?
And not only are we streaming, but we're actually going to be capturing a lot of footage in camera. That way we can show the people the difference between how streaming compression looks compared to actually uploading it. Like, a lot of the videos we'll upload when we get back are the 4K versions of whatever we live streamed.
Wow.
Because YouTube's weird. It's live compression, it's encoders, and all that kind of stuff is just, it's not the best. Does it do the job? Yes. But once you're able to actually record something, say in 4K, and then upload it where it can take its time and process it, it doesn't have to do it live on the fly. It looks so much better. So we're going to do that whole thing where we'll have, very good quality versions of whatever we live stream.
And how long are you guys planning to be on the road?
We'll be out there. We'll be on the road for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, the 9th to the 23rd.
Are you coming to FairCon?
Yeah, Salt Lake City.
KGRA will have.
That's the 11th.
Oh, wow. I can't even think of the dates. 11, 12? Friday, Saturday? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have our table set up. Cool. We're going to have a booth.
Sweet.
The station. So I'll be sitting there chilling out and filming everything and streaming too, live from FearCon.
Nice.
Whatever I can get. You know it. You know I'm going to go nuts.
Let me see here. Let's see what the people in the chat are saying. Let's see. Persona non grata. This is Dancing on the Ceiling channel, I think. No, sorry. Stella Baby 37. If you do not like anything, just wait, it will change. Such is life. Just like if you want to see God smile, tell him your plans. I'm not sure what that means, but okay.
I'll tell you one thing. It was amazing to see the strength of the Bohemian people in their faith to get through what they're going through. Regardless if you're religious or not, it was amazing. I'm a Catholic. I was raised a Catholic, and I got to say, it brought me, like I said, man, I was getting emotional seeing what they were doing and the strength of the people, despite all the chaotic, disastrous environment setting that they were undergoing. And Keith, I was seeing the outflow, the streaming, the people, the outcry on social media, and it was heartbreaking to see it.
Yeah.
My son and daughter are on such and such street. Please help them. They're stranded in the attic. I mean, that's all you've seen. And it was. Did you see the satellite imagery of the before and after of Grand Bahama? Oh my. They showed, I
couldn't pay attention to the Bahamas, like local, like Facebook pages or anything like that, because it's just people pleading for somebody to find them, and I'm like, nope, can't do it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
No.
So, but it was just incredible. I couldn't even speak. I had no words to describe what I was seeing on the screen.
Let me do a chat shout out to the people participating in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes. I haven't done that in a while, and actually, it doesn't look like there's that many participants, so obviously YouTube has probably forgot some of you, but we have them all. David Schmidt, Ellie Ahmad, Gary Wardo, Jax, of course, Justin T, Lane, Pedro, Persona non grata, Pilot, Stella Baby, and Ted. That's who I have as active participants, but I see a lot more actually in the chat. So yeah, it's just YouTube not listing you.
I don't know if Ted's ever actually revealed his real name.
I see Jack. Yeah.
His dad actually is a well-known author. He's actually been on shows on network. And he's fantastic. He's got excellent books. A.R. Roberts. So that's Ted's dad. Pretty cool stuff. I didn't even know that. Then he told me that in chat once. I was, really? That's your dad? And I've already gotten him on a few shows, and I don't like to bring a person on too much because then it becomes redundant. I like to space them out. So I'm sure I'm going to get his dad on with someone else in the upcoming months if he wants to, and I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great to see the.
It's amazing what some of the people, like, you just know them by name and they become friends over the years, and you just be amazed at some of the stuff. Like, of course, Ted is a good story of that. Nancy's another one. Amazing history. If you would actually engage her sometime, I believe you would flip your lid if you knew half of that. But a lot of people involved, a lot of parents were involved in stuff back in 40s, 50s, 60s. So yeah, very, very interesting.
And that I would say we're blessed to be. And you know what? A lot of us are blessed. The people that are watching on YouTube, those in YouTube chat, we may go through certain social, economic, stressful conditions in our lives, but compared to some other people that are out there suffering, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so thankful and grateful every day. I pray to God, that things are going. And right now, I'm dealing with a situation with my mom's health, and she's a trooper. But I tell you, you have to appreciate your loved ones, and this is what I do on my stream. Take time to hug and tell the people you love that you love them, because you don't want to be in the situation if God forbid something happens and they're not there, and you didn't do it.
Which is also a good reminder. If anybody wants to see meteor showers live or sky cams, Bill, New York Skywatcher, somebody can link that in the chat. Is definitely the place to go for that. If you probably might have seen him on here a couple weeks ago, we were actually simulcasting his live when the meteor showers collide. That is the man. So Bill NY, that's one word, Skywatcher. You can look it up, or somebody can link it. Very, very good stuff.
You know
awesome
something?
Camera.
Now that you say that, the Geminids are coming up in December, and I know you're busy, but when you're dealing with your personal business, the work that you do, does it slow down for you in the winter months, or?
No, it gets worse.
Really?
Yeah, Christmas.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Because I was gonna say it'd be cool. Maybe you come down during the peak of the Geminids, mid-December, and come hang out.
Well, see, I have so much vacation time saved up. It's not even funny. So I'm using a lot of it in October, and then I'll still have some left. So maybe I will at some point.
Yeah, you come out. Then
maybe we'll get all of Astro Imaging live up there. For one of the.
I'll find my 10-inch telescope has disappeared from my garage.
It already has. I stole that the last time I was up there.
I do need to take it apart because it's been collecting dust, even though I have the cover on it.
Yeah, it probably needs collimated and stuff with the weather.
That's definite, but I'm saying the mirror.
Yeah.
That definitely has to be taken apart. It's not that hard to take it apart, but just got to be careful. And then, like you said, recollimate it. And
that's a 10-inch Dobsonian?
Yes, it's a go-to. It's motorized.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the star tracker, the whole deal.
Yeah.
And I've got so many eyepieces.
Thanks, pilot.
I probably spent over $1,000 easy on eyepieces alone.
Oh yeah, dude, it's so easy. Like 1 minute you're like, oh, that's not that expensive, and then once you get everything you want, you're like, how the hell did I just spend $3,000? That's
like with my camera. It's not the camera that you just bought it. Did you buy the same one?
Paul got the AR3, I think.
Okay, well, these cameras run anywhere from $1,500 and up, depending on which model you're getting.
Yeah.
But it's not even the camera. And then you got to go get the lenses, which are freaking expensive.
Yeah, he found a good deal on a 24mm lens.
Oof. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think he got it for like $150 or something like that.
Ow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's excellent.
I know, because I think like it was $600 or something like that for new. If you were to go with something like that, it was crazy. Or maybe it was $1,200.
I'll tell you one thing. You got a great shot on the screen right now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what we've been waiting for.
So, yeah, that's beautiful.
I love the surface details. Like the crater apron around. You can actually see the impact flow over on the sides. Then you got these weird just the weird areas that you're like, what would even cause that?
Yeah, but a lot of it is also, there's some of them that are more ancient. I mean, and then there's some that have been hit over another.
Yeah.
And it's just, you could see it. It's pothole. There's so many impacts.
Like this little thing I'm pointing at now, it's just like, what would cause just that mound of dirt just to be there, Yeah,
but if you look at it, it looks like an older crater underneath it.
Yeah.
See the outline of it.
So maybe it was loosened already when a secondary object hit it. And
exactly.
It just kind of...
You can see it. You can actually see it. You can actually see a lot of them are like that. It's just, it looks more like their sediment has covered over time the actual impact of the crater.
Just how big they are, too. I mean, those mountains and hills are huge.
Yes.
And you can't really tell because of perception, but...
I wonder if, we're talking maybe probably, we're not going to probably be alive to see it, but 100 years from now, Can you imagine, or maybe even more? Can you imagine the colonies on the moon? They're mining the facilities that are going to be on the moon surface.
Dude, if
And
technology keeps going the way it's going, we'll be there in 10 years.
yeah, but I mean, so you still got to build the colonies. You've got to expand them. It's going to take
20
time.
years.
It's going to take a long time.
It's
I
just
don't
crazy.
think I'll be here.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't think we would have half the stuff now that we do 20 years ago.
True.
You
But
know?
as more nations become space faring and they have their moon missions and
As soon as it becomes a
expedition-
competition, that's when it's going to heat up. Yeah.
Exactly. Because think about all the rare earth elements that are on the moon. That's trillions and trillions of dollars. That's a big money sign sitting on the face of the moon for them.
Yep. That's all it takes to some.
They're going to go in and try to monopolize on the monetary value of what's in the moon.
Yep.
Definitely. Now it's just a matter of transporting it back to Earth and the frequency, but they're working on it.
And there's so many possibilities up there. Not only from minerals and stuff like that, but who knows? There might be cures for stuff up there that we don't know. Just certain elements that it had to roast in, gamma radiation for 1,000 years in order to cure cancer. Let's say. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just something stupid like that can actually be there.
Mob actually brought us something interesting. Are you planning to bring the nation of India's the landing?
If we can.
Well, now, I don't know. I haven't looked at that. I don't know what the specific date of that is to occur, but that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
To do. I would just do it and then, me. I do stuff and delete my stream.
Well, we signed a contract with Blue Origin that we're going to be handling all their launches and whatnot. And we got access to 64 cameras, I think.
Speaking of that, is that trip ever going to happen in the Cape?
I hate to say it, but probably not this year because it seems like everybody got busy all of a sudden. Because the prime time for us to do it would have been October, and it would have been the first or second week in October.
Well, I got to say, honestly, that's probably for the best because things are out of control with schedule.
I do want to do it, though.
Oh, I'm definitely in with you. I'm going with you. There's no doubt. Mom, I'm going to drop Mom at family in Orlando, and we're going to head to Space Coast.
Yep. And get to look at the launch buildings and the rockets up close.
And actually, I have family there. I'd say about 45 minutes from Space Coast. I have family that we could definitely stay if we want a place to stay.
Nice. I think it's all included, though. I think the place is included.
Oh,
it's like awesome. A 6-bedroom house.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Friday. Oh, man. I don't know if I'll be here. So I got to take Mom to the hospital. But September 6th, 12:30 p.m. Now, he's not sure about time zone. I mean, I don't know either, but I'm going to have to do some research on that. We may.
Well, if it's
India, I got to work at night, so.
India will be, let's see, they're 12, so it'll be like 7-ish our time.
I can't do it. I'll be doing live programming.
So we'll be able to start around like 8 when it's dark. Whether we'll see anything, I have no idea, but we'll be able to get the planned flight track. And maybe we can just lock on the coordinates and see if we can track it. I know Astronomy Live has a great tracking program that he might be able to use to track it as far as he can anyway. As long as the tracking program can see a photon from it, it would be tracking it. So hopefully we'll put that to use.
Look it up. I'm going to look it up while we're speaking on. I'm Googling it right now.
Yeah.
To see if there's a time. But yeah, that would be awesome to stream that.
Right. At least stream it till you can't see it anymore. Because I mean it's a pretty small thing, and once you get compared to the moon's light, it's going to be just totally invisible.
Oh my God, my TV just scared the heck out of me. I'll be right back. It just went on. I had it on pause. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
That scared me.
Right. Oh, it's Pacific time, right? So September 6th, 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah, that's like 3 a.m. for us, 3:30 a.m. for us. So we might get 2 hours.
Spider on my counter here. That would be a lot worse.
Yeah. Why would they be using Pacific time if they're launching? Are they launching from India? Like, why wouldn't they use Universal time? like UTC. I wonder.
I'm actually not okay.
Hmm.
I'm not finding anything right now. Amol, if you have something, let us know. A link. This way we can see what's going on here. Because I definitely would be interested in seeing that.
Well, I'm pretty sure NASA will stream it as well.
True.
They
That's
usually
true.
do because I know they have a hand in it. You know, helping out, and I think that's great, man. More countries getting into the space race. I know the United States is a little scared because China's getting really good at it. But
It says
you know,
here, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it says here 2 days, 4 hours, and 7 minutes.
how long it'll take to get there?
I'm gonna no for the landing. It says here completes final in orbit maneuver before India's maiden moon landing on September 7th.
Okay, so Amal says it's landing on the moon. The mission launched about 40 days ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
in July. I think it was in July it launched.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you the link of this so you can look at it. I'm looking at it right now. I'll send it to you on Skype.
Okay.
This way you can take a better look at this because I just pulled up the information. You got it now. I heard it. That's pretty cool. It's got everything on it right here. Looks like they're gonna have the Pragyan rover.
Yeah.
It uses solar energy to power it. And Vikram is the name of the lunar lander. It's been named Vikram after the father of India's space program, Vikram Sarabhai. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. And will execute a soft landing on the moon.
Man, look how popular the moon's become in the last 3 years.
Oh,
from Japan to China to India. Now NASA's talking about going back. SpaceX is now for some reason shifting over to the moon, which is great. I mean, I know Elon Musk has his eyes set on Mars, but I'm thinking more people are trying to convince him that the moon is a good proving ground for a lot of his stuff.
They're all looking at the economic resources too. I'm telling you, it's all about what they can eventually get, because that's what it comes down. It comes down always down to the money.
Yep. Hello, Mary. And
it says here
to Eternity and Lane, if I missed you. And Mithra.
This is the last update, September 4th, actually today. If you click on it in that site I sent you, we are one step closer to having us soft land on the lunar surface, and so far so good. All the mission sequences have gone off well. Computation as well as planning have worked well, and now the lander is in elliptical orbit. From there, it's really going to be a tough job. We've seen what happened with the Israeli attempt, and the lander had malfunctions, but I think it was the engines, actually. They had engine failure. But it says here, onboard cameras will be mapping the terrain, sending the pictures to us. Then we will have to select an appropriate location and see that in the exact location it descends slowly to the surface.
So right now it's basically doing the same thing the LRO is. It's in an orbit around the moon, taking pictures, scanning or reconning landing sites, I'm guessing.
Exactly. And they say there are 5 rocket engines which will precisely control by first reducing the speed and then making it virtually float at that point, and have some lateral movement in such a way that it goes just to the location, slowly guiding it to the landing site. Cameras, laser ranging systems, onboard computers, and above all, the software required for the entire operation has to work in unison.
What is that little ball in the crater? Am I seeing something, or is that just me? Hold on, let me point at it.
Don't be. What are we seeing? Something?
I'm gonna point at it with the little neat thing. That's right on the, and he's turning the camera on.
Okay. Here it is. Got it.
I'm pointing at it with a little arrow before Paul goes out of frame with it. I'm trying to follow it with the arrow.
We may be able to cover. I'm staying up for this.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Wait, it's running away. I'm getting it. All right. And people look at that and tell me if that looks weird to you, or is it just me? See where I'm pointing?
Yes, I see it.
The little ball.
Yes, I see it inside the crater.
Is that just a weird? Maybe it's just a center thing that looks off center. It's me chasing it around with the arrow.
As he's moving the camera.
He does it every time. Like every time I see something and I go, I'm like, yeah, I got to point that out. And then all of a sudden he starts moving it and I start chasing it around with the arrow. Never fails.
I see what you're doing. But it says here it's expected to touch down on the surface of the moon on September 7th between 1:30 and 2:30 a.m.
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm just going to put this, see if it gets his attention. Ball in crater 9 o'clock. See if that'll work.
I wonder if...
Wait, where'd it go?
Yeah, NASA has to definitely...
He went off screen. Of course he did.
I'm going to check the NASA site if they're planning to cover that. That would be cool.
Right,
I would hope.
The fist in the crater. But look at that crater. You see where the fist crater is? And go two to the left of all that waviness of the ground inside the other crater there. That's just weird. It looks like a wishbone kind of.
This is amazing imagery. I'm telling you.
Let me take the little...
Look at that. It's incredible.
There we go. Now I took the thing off. And the little wishbone area I'm talking about is right there. And, well, you won't see it until it comes up on YouTube, Bill. I don't think I have the processing power to share right now.
Well, on my end, I'm seeing 9:38:18.
Yeah. So that's about... actually, you might not even be live. Check to make sure you're still live.
Yeah.
Make sure that little red mark is lit up when you hover over the video. Should have a little red dot next to live on the left. If it's not, you can just click live. Yeah.
Let me see about NASA. I would hope somebody's live streaming this. I may have to look at the agency, the Indian agency, space agency. It's ISRO. ISRO's history. So I'm going to look up ISRO. Maybe there's something there that tells me. Indian Space Research Organization. Government of India. It's .gov. I'm at their site
official,
now.
Like, is that their official, like, NASA?
Yeah, I'll send you the link of this too. I'm at it right now.
Okay. Whoop, whoop.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Get ready for the sound.
Mm-hmm. Nope, didn't do it that time.
No.
Nope.
It's got it. The mission. Nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna click on it.
Look at that lunar surface. Jeez.
Beautiful.
And unexplored.
For now.
Give me a doom buggy and an oxygen pack. Let me ride.
I hear you. Let me ask you this
only if it was that easy.
hypothetical, and I'm curious on what your answer is going to be. If you were told that you can go to the moon or any other planetary body, it's on a one-way mission.
Yeah.
You're not coming home. Would you go?
Gone.
Yeah.
Yep. Gone.
Me too.
Kisses, hugs, goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep. First of all, I mean, hopefully they're allowing you to communicate back with your home planet.
True. That's true.
That way you could send like any kind of new stuff you find, or talk to family or whatever if you need to. But if it's just a one-way trip, yeah, I'm gone. You can't pass that up. You can't pass that up to be one of the first people to go to another planet. Even the moon. How many were there on the moon? 14. You can't pass up being the 15th.
They've got a cool image gallery at that government website, by the way.
Yeah. That's a good question for the chat, too. What would you guys do?
Yeah.
If you had a chance, one-way ticket, be the moon, be it, okay, let's say Jupiter's moons or Saturn's moons, because you're not going to land on those planets. But would you do it? Knowing that you'll have everything you need to survive, whether it be food, oxygen, whatever, would you do a one-way trip? Would you leave everything you've ever known, everything you've ever loved, for new exploration. Think about it. Would you do it?
What is IST in time? I'm guessing
I don't
that's
know. I think they make them up as they go
Standard Time?
along.
Indian Standard Time because it's IST.
Because, well, it used to be Eastern Standard Time for us, right? And then all of a sudden it was like Eastern something. It wasn't EST anymore. It was, I don't know.
Yep. India Standard Time.
Okay.
5.5 hours ahead of UTC.
See, Justin said he's going. Ryan said there's 12 people have been to the moon. Mary said she could take music, which, yes, she could take music. Yep.
Oh. Okay. It is. You ready? You want? I don't know if you want to write this down. I'm trying to figure it out in my head too. It's 9:42 here.
Mm-hmm.
It's 7:13 now a.m. in India.
Right.
All right. So we
you're looking
are
at 12 hours. You're looking at
12
10 hours behind.
How much?
10 hours behind if they're tomorrow, which they should be because
They are.
David is.
7:13.
So it's 10 hours.
Well, it's actually there's a half-hour differential in there.
Really?
Yeah, it's 13 to 43. So there's a 30-minute
Okay, 10 and a
difference
half
as
hours.
well.
Or 9.5 hours. One of those.
Right. Okay, so it's 9.5 hours. We're 9.5 hours before. It says here, the lander is scheduled to power descent between 1 and 200 hours IST on September 7th. So
About 5
at
o'clock.
1 a.m. their time.
Okay, so yeah, about 3 or 4 o'clock p.m. our time.
For us. There you go, on Friday.
Yep.
So for those who, we just figured it out pretty much, it's going to be what Keith just mentioned, 3, 4 o'clock here, that the lander is going to be going.
Yes, that's it, Peter. Eastern Daylight Time. What's the difference between Eastern Daylight Time and Eastern Standard Time? I thought it was all the same.
They changed it. Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, it's EDT now.
Son of a...
They should just, I'm telling you, there has to be a better way. All right, he's sending me some information.
Yeah.
I'm all.
Man, Paul's got that tracking tight tonight, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That damn crater hasn't moved.
Well, he's the professional perfectionist that he is.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's why he doesn't come on here on Skype and have a discussion. It's all about focusing on doing the imagery.
As I said before, that's my job.
So yeah.
That was the deal when we set it up. He's like, I'll run the scopes. You do all the internet stuff. I'm like, all right. You know, that's kind of just how it happened.
Well, a couple of states here in the States don't change the time zones.
Yeah.
They just keep the daylight savings. I mean,
like, I understand the reason for it. Like, okay. But daylight savings is what I don't get. Like, let's just stop the daylight savings. That was meant for back in the day because harvest and they needed more daylight for their harvesting and crops and all that stuff so they could work outside. But we don't need that anymore.
I agree.
Let's just get rid of
Do
it.
away with it. And good night to Lane.
And hello,
Lane.
Dagger.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I see Dagger just came in. Yeah, I'm not all for that either. Even now, what do we lose? Fall back, spring forward, fall back. So now.
Yeah, sometime. Oh, well, at least they moved it up to November now, I think. I don't think we have to do the setback until November. It's like November to March, right?
Yeah, first weekend of November.
Yeah. But it's like, why even bother? Why screw up everybody's sleep? Like,
it's great though because we get to start streaming our streams for the sky at night earlier.
Like we can, like in the wintertime, we'll start at like 6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sometimes 5:30 in January. You know.
And up all night.
Yep. But it's just like, you know, I mean, okay, sometimes you can start it at 5:30, but it's like, well, all right, well now I'll just have to start at 6:30. Like, okay, you know, that's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm. It's not.
You know, you're still going to be streaming, you know, earlier, even with it kept the same, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Now we're back to the wide field. I forgot to change the scope.
Now, how long are you guys planning to stream tonight?
It's a normal night. We're only, what are we at? We're only 22 degrees above horizon, so we'll probably go for like a half hour yet. Half hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending.
After the weather has been the way it is, I mean, you got to make the most of the stream, I guess, too.
Yeah. And once again, people, keep your fingers crossed for tomorrow night and Friday night, and hopefully they're just going to be gorgeous. And if they are gorgeous, then I can talk him in to pulling out the 12-inch. Giggity.
Ooh, nice. You got to get Mark on, too, sometime soon, because he's got...
well, I thought he went to Arizona. That's why I didn't hit him up tonight.
Yeah, he did. He's at the International UFO Congress.
Oh, okay. So do you know when he gets back from that?
He told me... when I spoke to him, he didn't even look at his plane ticket.
Oh, nice.
Schedule. So I think he comes back Sunday or Monday.
Okay. So he was out there pretty much for a week.
Yeah. Well, he's going to make that move soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Is he getting closer and closer to doing that now?
Yeah, but he's already got a location for where the telescope's going to go, and he's down there with Alejandro Rojas and some individuals that are going to really help him adjust to Arizona. Let's just say.
Yeah, I know he was scoping land last time he was out there, and I think he actually found a spot.
He did. Someone that he knows has property that he's going to be able to use.
Nice.
For the telescope. Now, it's another thing. Now he's going to have to go find a residential place.
Well, wasn't he thinking about keeping like a scope in Connecticut? So he had both of them that he can work remotely?
I don't know, because he told me that the dome is actually becoming troublesome.
Is it?
Yeah, he's been ordering parts from Canada just to keep sustaining it from breaking down and no longer operational.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's becoming now where he's, it's costing him out of pocket to keep that dome going. So you heard his plan.
Yeah.
What she's going to build and a retractable roof.
Well, you know what that means. No more pine bush in May. We'll be heading out to Mark's place in Arizona.
I was thinking of the same thing.
Yeah. We'll go crash his house.
Oh, my. I was thinking of that instead of going, to Pine Bush is done. I'm not going to put myself in that position no more with them. And I agree. You keep telling me, Bill, don't do it. Don't do it. And you know what?
I'll wait until you see you actually do it before I believe you. I'm not going to have a hand in Pine Bush.
I am not. I'm not helping them this year. I'm not.
Good.
No, next year. I'm done.
Good.
I'm
good.
You were there.
Good. Good.
And I already had people lined up to speak there. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
I had folks ready to go.
Well, such is life.
That's it.
Good.
But yeah, and maybe I was looking. They say that, and you said it, and I saw it after you told me. Maine is actually a really good spot.
It is, and I want to get there. That's one state I've never been to, and I want to get to so bad.
I hate to say this, but if we have to go rogue, and we just have to make our own trip,
yeah, it's possible.
We may just have to do that.
It's not that far. It's like a 6-hour drive.
And the host that does the show that I work with, he has a house in Maine. He has like 80 acres of property.
Well, Commander lives where? Vermont?
That's exactly who I'm talking about.
Oh, he lives in Maine?
Mm-hmm.
Or has property in Maine. That's cool.
Yep. 80 acres.
He
will have no problem if we wanted to go there.
2 guys from the Mid-Atlantic and Bigfoot.
Are you talking about who I think you're talking about?
No, just Bigfoot. The actual Bigfoot, not Eric.
No, I'm actually Mary. I'm from the BX originally, the Bronx.
From the Bronx.
That's right. That's where the accent comes from.
Yep.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
If your name ends in an A, it doesn't anymore. It now ends in an R. It's like our good friend Amanda.
By the way, speaking of Amanda, the hurricane will be a subtropical storm, but it's still going to be hurricane force winds by the time
I've seen that.
It gets to Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Wow.
This thing just don't have no quit in it.
No. My, what a path it's taken. But I don't want to talk to, the hurricane. I'll be doing enough coverage tomorrow. Tomorrow, actually, I have to get up and it's interesting, Keith. And you know me with the being a producer for the paranormal stuff. We actually got a guy that's doing shows now, and because of his background, and if I read you this guy's bio, if I freaking find it, it is so impressive. His background, what he's done.
And his background's been verified.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I mean Keith. Oh, you met him. Well, you may not have talked to him, but he was sitting right next to us in Pine Bush.
Hmm?
He was in the MUFON tent.
Oh yeah. The guy that we yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Him.
Yeah. What was his name? It was
Chris DePerno.
yeah, I talked to him for probably 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find it, which is for me with all this stuff on my computer, it's insane to even think about. But I'm gonna keep looking while we're talking. Keith, his bio is scary.
Oh.
Impressive. Scary, impressive.
Oh, by the way, I should mention while we have people listening, and we will have a video coming out on this channel on how to create UFOs, just by being bad at processing imaging. Basically, I create 3 light orbs just by over compressing an image. You can see them moving all along the moon surface and whatnot, but I'm going to show you the layers to show you what it takes to actually do that. And it's about an 8-minute video or so, but I take you step by step, and you can actually see how bad compression can lead to things being on the surface, quote unquote. So
that's why Paul, I gotta say, Paul, I feel for the guy because he's a little bit. You have become more open-minded with the whole thing, but I know Paul is definitely into the whole UFO stuff.
It is. And you know what? He's actually come around my way a little bit too. Like as I said, we came to the conclusion that we have to do it scientifically in order to be taken seriously. And if it turns out, if anything that we see can, if it has the possibility of being something else, then that has to stay in play until we can prove that it's not. So, right. If we see something fly past the moon, and it's a possibility it's a satellite, a bird, whatever, until we can make those debunkable, where we know it's not either one of those, then, but they have to stay in play until otherwise. And once again, compression artifacts are a big thing. As soon as you take, especially if you're recording the moon, if you're not doing it live like we are, but if you're recording it, as soon as you take that card out of your camera, your compression, you upload it to your computer, all of a sudden you're compressed. And then you want to say you want to take that and you want to put it into an editing program, you're compressed again. Then you want to add filters and stuff onto it, you're compressed again. Then you want to upload it to YouTube or whatever, you're compressed again. So by the time you get it, it has been so compressed that you start getting what they call pixel artifacts. And once again, I'm going to show you in this video how it's done. And I actually have a quote-unquote UFO that's like a light orb that's just flying around the surface of the moon because I'm so zoomed in and the compression and the pixelation is there that, but I'll show you guys how to do that.
You know how many... There was a guy that he passed away last year. His name was Jose Escamilla, and he was a friend of mine. And he was all about the rods. And... It's all camera artifact, I have to say, because it used to happen to me when I used to use my old camera system. I used to get the rods. I used to get all kinds of things.
I had a guy saying that he was seeing angels, and it just turned out to be horseflies.
Yeah.
Or what are they called? Are they horseflies? Yeah, the one with the long body and stuff.
Well, remember when Mark was on with the Japanese station, and they said they had a UFO on camera, and it ended up being a spider?
Yeah.
My favorite, spiders. But check this out. This is his background. Retired criminal police detective, specializing in interviewing and interrogation, evidence collection, testifying in court procedures, New York State licensed private investigator, former Marine sergeant. He was in the U.S. Marine Corps. He was bodyguards to American personnel dedicated to the protection of American property, member of the Internal Defense Team, assigned to the Secretary of State Henry Kissinger's detail in Sweden, held a top secret clearance. National Guard, Ithaca Police Department, Syracuse Police Department, New York State. I mean, this goes on. U.S. Army Nuclear Biological Chemical Warfare School. His awards in the service is extensive. He's a pistol expert, rifle sharpshooter, police medal of honor. It goes on and on and on. This guy's background. But the point I was trying to make to you, he's been bringing on
dragonflies,
those police officers that have had reports made, of UFOs.
Yeah,
he's bringing on a lot of police officers. He had 3 of them on a show last week, and I was like, wow.
Let me answer a couple.
I just saw something flying on your screen
here. That's good.
At 9:57, I just saw something. Maybe I'm hallucinating, but I could have swore I just saw something flying across the screen, a little dot.
Well, check it out. Everybody look at 9:17. As for Stella, baby, it says, what time will the moon be out of sight for you? Stella, if you look up in the top right-hand corner, you'll see some green numbers lit up. And if you look at those green numbers on the bottom one, where I'm flashing my nice little yellow arrows again, you will see a number that says 20 dot whatever it is at the time that you see it. That number right there is, whoops, hit the wrong one. That number there is how many degrees it is above horizon. So as it's climbing up in the sky, the number will be going up. Once it gets to zenith and it starts coming down, the number will start going down. So right now we're 20 degrees above the horizon. Once it gets down to 0, obviously it's set. So we lose it somewhere around 10 to 12, unless Paul takes the scope and puts it out further. Now the top green number is actually its position in the sky, like where you can actually find it in the sky. Okay. Now the bottom right-hand side, if we go down here, I'm just explaining the stream for everybody that doesn't know. That tells you how illuminated the moon is. You'll see right now it says 39.1%. That's how much it's illuminated, and it gives you a little thing for its correct orientation, because obviously we are not orientated correctly by showing the lit part on the top and the dark side on the bottom. It's just the camera turned in the eyepiece. And of course the bottom left is the actual scope that's being used at the time. Right below the little green numbers right there is the music track. It'll change with music, so if anybody wants to know whatever music it is, you have it right there. And everything else is pretty much, timestamps. We'll put the timestamps right in this area. If we see anything, of course, the date and time above that. For anything, if you see anything cross the moon like we just did, use the clock on screen and timestamp it in the chat. So if we saw something right now, we would put down 9:59:25. And just put it in the chat, and that way everybody can look at it. You guys did see the zone thing up. That way you can add to where you've seen the object. You can say what zone. Just imagine 6 equal boxes on the screen, and then put whatever zone it's in. And once again, I should say this, just to be clear. We want to find something. We want to find something. But we want to find it where we can verify it. And the best kind of verification is going to be, hopefully somebody else like Take Back Space is recording at the same time. If you see something cross the moon, and 2 scopes, hundreds of miles, even thousands of miles away, see the same thing crossing the moon, that means that thing is near the moon. It's not in its local above Earth area, because that would never happen with, an object. So if 2 scopes catch it, that's our holy grail.
Verification.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Peer review, as you will.
I saw something go from left to right, a small dot at around approximate 9:57, unless maybe I'm hallucinating from exhaustion, but I could have sworn I saw something flying across the screen.
So yeah, if anybody can check 9:57, and if you happen to see anything,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Timestamp the seconds.
Yeah.
So Bill can know he's not crazy.
I don't know. I mean, it looked pretty defined. When something's out of focus, it's hard to tell unless you really analyze it. But because we don't know if that could be a satellite, it could be a bird, it could be anything.
Yeah.
But it's all, you got to. I'm sure that we can take a screen share, a capture of that, and then zoom into it. You know that we can go over those. Absolutely. But I could have sworn I did see something.
Yep. And once again, make sure you are on 1080p, because sometimes YouTube does not put you there. Yep. Sometimes they put you on 480, 720. We are outputting at 1080p, so make sure that you are on that so you're getting the best view possible. It is running at 30 frames per second, too. Yeah,
Mom may have smacked me in the back of the head today, and now I'm starting to see floaters.
I've had that happen here many a times, watching the screen. I'm like, oh, what is that? And all of a sudden you just see it like droop with your eye. You're like, oh, no. And hello to Tana.
Yes.
And David Schmidt is back.
Was Stella here? Stella Stella and
Stella
there's
baby.
a folks Trav coming in right now.
And then what's up from
Brandon,
Pittsburgh for Brandon? Mm-hmm. It's been a good night so far. I'm surprised. Like I was waiting. I had the cloud thing on the screen because when we first started, there was still some bands of clouds, but it doesn't look like there's any right now.
I have to agree with Marco. You do sound a little bit like Micah Hanks, bro.
I know. Sorry.
It's almost I'm waiting for the Gralian report.
Gralian report from Micah Hanks. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Absolutely.
He's got that voice. By the way, not for nothing.
Yeah.
You need to come on a show soon with Mark on Sky 2 Radio.
I did already.
Oh, you need to do it again. When was the last time you went on his show?
We were in Pine Bush. Yep. Remember
That's
we were
right.
all on in Pine Bush.
Yeah, but that's cheating. I mean, a show just you.
Yeah. I will.
Be nice if we can drag Paul in, but he won't.
Yeah. I do it. I kind of stay away from that as respect to his co-host.
I get it.
You know.
I hear you. I totally get that.
So, I just don't want to, make anybody uncomfortable.
No, I totally respect that. And actually, yeah, I get it. I'm not going to say no more. You're not getting in trouble.
And no, it's not Amanda, you crazy conspiracy theorist.
No.
Amander.
That's what I do. I used to do that with Linda Moulton Howe. Linda, I had to actually correct myself when I was doing her shows. I had to make sure I pronounced her name right because I tell you, the New York thing was twisting my tongue on air live. I was like, oh, man, what did I just say?
Yeah.
On the air, Linda.
You're getting good at it, though. You're getting good at it. Because the first time, a couple times I heard Linda Moulton Howe, and I'm like, oh, my God. And then as of lately, it's all been Linda. So it's good. You've been doing good. You're conscious of it.
Yes.
And it's not like it's a big deal either.
Like ask.
Like the only thing people would go from that, they'd be like, oh, yeah, he's from New York.
Yeah. I'm very careful. But,
whatever.
And hello to Brandon.
Hello.
We're just watching some beautiful imagery of the moon right now.
The moon.
What happened with Saturn and Jupiter?
Is like, or he's pointing at the moon.
Answer. Good answer.
It's yeah. I'm not sure. Like I know Jupiter's going down earlier and earlier. Hold on, let me ask him. You guys want to see Saturn and Jupiter? Let me see here. Can we see?
Okay, so it was me.
What?
No, they said they didn't see it.
Okay.
The thing went across the screen.
Watch him get back to me like, hell no. Shut up and do your job.
Oh, my. But yeah, it's going to be quite busy in the upcoming weeks for us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to
I got this telescope, sitting in my dining room.
What telescope? Oh, that one going to the park?
The park.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't put it there until everything's settled.
Oh, it's definitely not going to happen. Mark really was like, wow, this thing is impressive. This thing must have cost thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And it does. It's beautiful, Keith. It's nice.
It's a public viewing scope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was in use before, I believe. Somewhere.
Daggers. Yes.
But
it was actually, believe it or not, that telescope, it's not a telescope, actually, that for the sky. It's more for scenic.
Yeah. But either way, make sure that you have somebody, whether it be myself or Mark, collimate it. That way your mirror's on point.
Well, it's like
even if it's not a super duper, zoomy scope.
Well, you ever go to, but it's way better quality than this. You ever go to, say, like the Statue of Liberty, and they have these?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
It's like that, but it's way better. This one actually came from Walt Disney.
Look at that. Paul said, "Sure."
Okay.
To Jupiter we go.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, because he had a nice shot, and Saturn too with the rings.
Yeah, it's that time of the year where these planets are really good. Now, Joe Hearns has a 10:04:17 zone 1 to 5. So
by the way, folks, we were just talking about that for those just joining us here.
Oh, he says most likely a bird.
Friday at approximately between 3 and 4, look for any coverage Eastern time. Look for any coverage of the moon, the lunar lander from the mission from India.
Yes, and if we don't do it, get to Bill's channel because he will be doing it. Bill
Yeah.
NY Skywatcher. Link it. I don't know where, if your mods have the link there, but link it for the people in the chat for anybody who wants to watch it. And once again, best place to go if you want to see meteor showers. I ought to upload the highlight of your meteor shower thing. You know how you did that video to the P&K channel and point them that way.
You know I don't mind.
Yeah, I need you to send me the video. Though.
I really got some nice ones,
dude. That one was insane. That was like a long streak, man.
Yeah, that was awesome. My reaction was kind of bizarre too.
Was that the one where you were like almost jumped out of your seat screaming?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I think I might have to edit that one before I put it up.
Wait, did Johnny see it? 9:56:55. Did he see something going across the screen?
Might have been.
That's
close to your time,
Johnny. Giving me a little bit of hope that I wasn't hallucinating.
9:56:55. I'm jumping back.
All right, Johnny. Because now I don't feel like I'm losing my mind, even though I am.
Okay, let's see what we got here. 9:56:45. Okay, so I got 10 seconds to wait.
Matter of fact, my name, that's the channel, Bill NY Skywatcher.
Yep, there you go.
This is where.
Ooh.
Do you see it?
Yeah. 9:56:55. Go to it. I'm not sure what that was, and it looked like it was on a linear track, so that's good. That tells us it might not have been a bird. 9:56:55. Let me add that to the timestamps just so we can have it at the end.
Ha! Thank you to Rick and who was it? Johnny. Now I don't feel so bad. So Dagger, it wasn't floaters. What? Oh, here we go. I'll be right back. She's sick, so I gotta go check her out. I'll be right back.
Yep. Yes, Leviathan. I have it. It's added into the mix. Look at that. Still has a little pink, but I think I can actually down that on this end just to make it look like. Actually, I can make Jupiter pop a little bit. There we go. Look at that. So we got the red spot and we got a moon shadow, which is awesome. I'm not sure which one it is. I have to look it up. But we got 2 Jupiter dots tonight. I'm thinking Jupiter might be a little bit low right now, so that's probably why we can't get it all that good. Look at that. We got a moon shadow and the GRS. I can make it really dark if you guys really want to see it. I'll contrast it up for you. That way you can really see where they are. Even though
Leviathan Racing is asking if you ever checked his music.
Yeah, I already answered him.
Okay.
Yep.
I just came back, so.
That's pretty neat. We got 2 dark spots on Jupiter. All right, now let me go back to the regular viewing.
I see that.
Yeah. Wait till you see. I put the contrast up really high so you can really see it.
Yep. Seeing it now. Wow. Yep, you can see it.
He does have the red on a little bit. For some reason. So I'm guessing it's not... Well, it might be that moon shadow. No, it's not.
Ooh.
That moon's just too far away for it to be the shadow. Come on, aliens.
I'm going to definitely, after the stream is over later, I'm going to go back and look at 9:56:55.
Yeah, it was moving, whatever it was. Now, granted, satellites do move fast. So I'll have to cross-reference it with its position in the sky and, go through known satellite data to see if we can make it a satellite or not. Doesn't mean it was. Just we have to do our due diligence, because if we start calling everything flying by a UFO, granted we'd have 1 million subscribers tomorrow, but we'd rather do it the
and your
honest
feed
way.
will be on multiple YouTube channels too.
Yeah.
We know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
We know from the past. Oh my!
Yeah.
I saw it everywhere. I think it was a South American news channel that grabbed it, and they just put it everywhere.
Well, once the UK Mirror grabbed it, it was like no stopping it.
Yes, I remember that. That's right.
Because they grab everything. They have secure team as one of their number one go-tos.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And thank you for Tana. I still, because you know me, I stream for hours and hours and hours. And sometimes I need to do that. I need to make best of videos.
Yeah. I really like the meteor shower one. I got to get that.
It just takes so much time, and I don't have time. That's the problem.
Yeah. And I really don't want you sending me a 9-hour video. It's like 2 terabytes I have to download just to get the 3 pieces.
And I actually do have that recorded. I recorded that on my computer, but it must be a monstrosity in size.
Okay, now we figured it out. Paul just texted me, says an antenna is blocking jupe, so it's,
Okay.
That's why it's fuzzy. He says stay or go. I'll say go to Saturn.
Go. Yeah, go.
And we'll come back to jupes in a little bit.
Hey, did you ever finish your deck?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, months ago.
What about the pool? What's going on? You closing it?
I never opened it.
What?
Yeah, I never had time.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't have time to open it, let alone use it.
I got my last swim today in mine.
Did you?
Yeah, everybody was making fun of me.
Hell, screw it.
They were like, and then it was funny. You know how I am with weather. I'm really good. I said 20 minutes. I'm gonna have a thunderstorm. 20 minutes later, heavy downpours, thunderstorm.
Yep.
And now the weather's changing, Keith. It's done.
Yeah, it's supposed to not get out of the 70s the next 5 days, and I'm loving it.
Up low 50s at night for here.
Yeah, I love it.
Even upper 40s.
Love it.
Love it too.
That's my kind of weather.
Yeah.
And for skies, oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah. Great conditions. Probably starting tomorrow. But I won't. Like I said, tomorrow I got to do a pre-record with another police officer.
Yeah.
And then, starting Friday, I had the station for 2.5 weeks straight.
Lovely.
Nice.
Won't be the first time.
No, I've actually had the station for over a month at a time.
Yeah.
But it's still, it's a responsibility.
Yeah.
And it's a burn on the computer. It just stresses everything.
Yep. Agreed.
But when I get to, nice.
So what's Race going to run it while you're out there? I guess.
We're going to do pre-records and air them because nobody's going to be producing live when I'm in Utah. No way. No.
Yeah.
Mom said you better come to Utah and meet us.
I'll be there.
Yeah, she's like, tell Keith he better come because she wants to be around people that she knows.
Makes sense.
You know how she goes.
Yeah. What does she always call Charles?
Richard.
It's great. She was talking to me the one time we were up there, and she kept talking about Richard and Richard. I'm like, who is she talking? And then he told me like 10 minutes later, like, oh yeah, that's what she calls Charles. I'm like, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense now. The whole story makes sense.
We had a good time though, especially in the 10-man tent. We had a good time.
It was a great time up there this year.
We couldn't stop laughing. It was just priceless.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was, and despite all the craziness that was going on.
Yeah.
I tell you, when I got back from picking up Travis Walton at the airport and taking him to the hotel with Amanda, and then getting back here at 2:30 in the morning. No, closer. Yeah, no, 2:30, more like 3:15 in the morning, and finding I had no covers on my air mattress in the tent. I was tight.
Yeah.
Tight. Eric had all my sheets and blankets. I was like, really? And then me and you ended up staying up for a bit, and we had to get up 3 hours later.
Yeah. I'm almost peeing myself laughing. It was just anything that could go wrong that week just did. And you just couldn't do nothing but just laugh. It's like, look at Saturn, man. Holy moly.
That's beautiful.
Just wait. Oh, my Lord. Wait till you see this coming up on YouTube. Wow.
Oh.
Oh, boy. He's really got it dialed in, boy.
I want to see something. I'm going to do some homework right now.
It's amazing how the tilt of Saturn has changed over the last couple months. Now you're actually seeing the shadow of the planet totally coming across the rings in the back. When we first started doing Saturn a couple months ago, you could see that whole back ring. But you can tell the angle changed.
I'm going... Oh, I hate when I got my ad blockers on. It just drives me nuts sometimes.
Yeah. But look at that. That is just insane. It's a planet. That's a giant planet.
The closest distance, because it's an elliptical orbit, Earth to Saturn, at its closest point to each other, it is approximately 746 million miles.
Yeah.
Wow. And look how we're seeing it right now.
That just goes to show you how huge it is.
That's true. It takes Saturn 29.5 Earth years to make a single orbit around the sun.
Mm.
Wow. It's 11 times the distance between the Earth and the sun. If you want to try to put it in some kind of a with the brain.
I'm trying not to read chat because I'm kind of face palming right now, but
beautiful shot though.
Go. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's dialing it in a little bit better. Yeah. Mm.
It'll be nice. It'll be nice when we go to the moon, because that's definitely going to be the first stop.
Oh yeah, yeah. You'll still have people saying fake. We're not at the moon.
Yeah, we're in a studio in Hollywood.
Flat Earth.
Yeah. There was that movie though, Capricorn 1, and that was like a staged event.
Yeah.
You know that, especially me dealing with the station that I'm involved with, you hear all the conspiracies. It's overloading.
Why did he go back to 1080i? We can't do interlaced frames with.
Well, give him a message.
Object. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking there might be a reason why he went back to that real quick. If anybody knows the difference between 1080i, 1080p, you have interlaced frames, which aren't very good on fast movement, so it looks a little worse because of the atmospheric wobble. So interlaced frames are bad.
You don't have to be a YouTube member to get 1080p.
No. The P stands for progressive frames, which is it's hard to understand, but just know that 1080p is better for fast motion stuff.
And Peter says, if you go back to Jupiter, Io is just now appearing past the limb of Jupiter. I'm just saying that's what he put. Yeah. I'm reading what they're writing in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, we'll go back as soon as it's cleared the antenna. We'll go back to Jupiter.
Yeah. And hello those that are not in chat and are watching on the YouTube channel. So is there any particularly things that are coming up astronomically wise that you guys are going to be covering, or
no?
Is that
same old?
Okay.
Yeah, if there is anything, we'll be sure to jump on it. What is he doing? He's discoing Saturn.
I've got meteor showers in November, beginning and end, and then I've got the big one.
Oh.
Middle of December, the Geminids. That's the one I look forward to.
Saturn is in a fog right now. That's why it dimmed out on us. It's in a heavy fog bank. It won't let you leave 480. That's weird. That's almost got to be your internet connection. because YouTube bases it off of your, what it reads as your download speed and whatnot. So that's crazy. It won't let you go past that. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's all the way up. Yep. Goes all the way up to 1080.
Yeah. I am at 1080. Auto 1080.
What area you're from, Steve? Ireland?
Right?
Probably. That's his last name. Thinking it might be from that area. Oh, now we have a pink Saturn. And we're back to 30. There you go. Just switched it back to 30 hertz. All right. That's better.
So for folks that are watching, the reason they haven't been on is because of the weather down in Miami with the hurricane, but they are definitely planning to stream in the upcoming days. So keep an eye out for P&K in the upcoming nights.
Yes, and if history has been right, that means the next couple of days are going to be awesome when it comes to viewing. There we go.
I seen that.
Yeah, it seems like everybody can. I also can't change it. I only have 480 also. Man.
Have a good night, pilot.
It's weird. You guys try reloading the page, like F5, or just refreshing it and see if it comes up for you?
Shit. Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
At about 11 o'clock, I'm going to recheck the hurricane status.
Ooh, I wonder if... maybe not.
What?
I'm wondering if...
Where's he going now, by the way?
Moon. Back to the moon.
Okay.
I guess until he clears. Because them planets are probably sitting in the fog.
That's the one thing about Florida. It's so humid. It's not like us up here. We get cleansed out in the atmosphere and it just goes low humidity. It's beautiful conditions.
Okay, I should point out that Leviathan, you are absolutely wrong. The P does not stand for pixels. It stands for progressive scan. It's a difference between interlace. That's a 1080i, 1080p. Yes, pixels are involved. Don't get me wrong. You're right. 1080 pixels. You're absolutely correct. But the P does not stand for pixels. It stands for progressive. But a quarter one way, 2 dimes, and a nickel another. And thank you, Peter. Jerd. I don't know how to say that, but thank you, Peter.
You probably butcher names less than I do.
I'm absolutely horrible at it. And once again, you should say, are you guys watching on a phone too? Because if you're watching on a phone, they might limit you depending on your plan too.
That's true. That's right. Because they slow you down. Yeah, you're right about that. Data speed.
Peter, let me know if it's Jerdy or Jerd.
How's he supposed to let you know that?
He can write it out Jerdy, or he can write it out Jerd. I don't like to say people's names wrong, especially when they give me money.
Oh, of course.
Or it might be Jerday. Depending on where he's from.
True.
Is he French? Hello, Peter Jerday. No, seriously, I want to know how to say it. That way, I at least get it right.
Speaking of bank cards, it's happened to me twice. I go to my local supermarket. Last night I went late after I did a radio show. And my bank card was not authorized.
Jerdy. Wait, is that...
Jerdy.
Jerdy.
Yeah.
Okay. Jerdy. Gotcha. So Peter Jerdy. Thank you very much.
And it declined my card. It said not authorized. So I called the bank. Oh, we don't have no record of you using the card at the supermarket. I'm like, what? No problems. So I go tonight again. I made chili mac, by the way. And it happened again. So I am like freaking out why my supermarket won't take my bank card. And I can't swipe it because it has a chip. And I don't like giving nobody my card to put the numbers out because I'm telling you right now, how many horror stories have we heard that people take people's numbers and then you find out your credit card has been used?
Well, go ahead and give all of us watching your card number, and we'll see if one of us can get it to work.
Oh, now that reminds me. Any word on the puppy?
No. Dude,
really?
I haven't been so freaking busy. I haven't even looked for signs.
It's September. It's 2 months out now.
I know. I mean,
All
you
right,
could
just don't-
always
don't-
find one online if you look online. I mean, obviously you have before. But as in coming across my daily travels, wherever I am, I haven't seen anything. I've seen St. Bernard ones.
No, I want my
And I've
Pomsky.
seen German Shepherd ones, but I haven't seen any Pomsky signs.
And you don't, the people that you work with, the Amish community, you don't. Can you ask them and see if they know anybody?
The only thing that the one has is Labradoodle to the people I know.
Okay.
But that's not saying that,
Yeah.
But
'Cause I'm making that trip to get the puppy down there. You know
Absolutely.
that. That's definite.
Mm-hmm.
When we come back when everything settles down, I'm making the trip to.
I still can't believe you're getting one of those yip yips.
I like the Pomsky. They look like huskies, miniature huskies.
They look like little Build-A-Bears,
I already decided on the name, Tycho.
little ankle biters.
I told Mark, sorry, Mark. I know your dog was Tycho, but I'm taking Tycho.
You
said,
should
"You know
name
my
it
dog
something
was
like
named
crazy,
Tycho?"
like name it Copernicus,
Cappy.
or like this is my. No, you can name him Aristarchus and call him Ari.
I like Tycho.
Oh,
Tycho's a pretty cool name, actually, for a dog.
yeah,
2-syllable. Perfect.
yeah.
But no, really, keep an eye out.
Okay, I am. I'll be making
Because
sure to.
I definitely want, and it has to be the real Pomsky. It's got to be, looks just like a husky with the blue eyes. Got to be.
Gotcha. Ankle biter, yip yip. Every time somebody comes to the door, yip 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 yip. Yip.
Oh man, that made me laugh. That's the thing, though.
You better have a Floby or something at your house.
Why?
You know how much them dogs shed? Like, you never see them, like, old from the 80s, them, like, haircut and things that you used to attach to your vacuum?
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, you should get one.
It'll be fine. Yeah, see, Jax is with me. Love Pomsky. See, they are cool looking dogs. Astro's just one of those names from like the Jetsons. It's just overly used. I want something unique. A bite on your line. What are you, fishing?
Name it Yip Yip.
Ankle biter.
Yeah. It is.
That's what they are. They're small. They are small dogs. Tap
They are, and they think they're just so big, and they're not afraid of anything. Doesn't care how big you are.
Yeah,
and you know what? I hate to say this, but Pomskys are known for being racist, too.
Oh, God. I would get a husky, but it's too much work. It's too much outdoor stuff. I mean, and I don't have fencing around my property entirely.
But imagine like you have people over to your house and like, you have to excuse my dog. He's a little racist.
Oh, God. There's nothing wrong with Astro. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with Astro.
Yeah.
It's just I'm trying to get a name that's not, used a lot.
Yeah. Tycho.
Astro is actually a cool name for a
Tycho's
dog.
not bad.
People will make it fun because I work in the paranormal field with the network. I was gonna go alien, but that's just taking it too far.
Yeah. What's you should get some names from Mass Effect. What's the name of that? Name it Morton. Oh, this is my Yip Yip Garrus.
Oh man. I would go for alien, but I don't think that would go over well.
Yeah.
Come here, alien.
I have my one friend named his dog Stain.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've had dogs in the past that's the thing. I lost 2 dogs in 3 months time period.
Yeah.
And I had them for almost 2 decades. They're buried in my backyard. One died in the vet. The other one died in the side of my bed, and it was excruciating. So I said, I'm not going to get a dog again.
Oh,
that was
speaking
6 years
of,
ago.
can you believe this? A guy took his cat in to get him fixed, and the damn vet put him to sleep. True story.
Wow.
True story. The cat was there to get fixed, and I don't know what went wrong, but the vet put him to sleep.
Wow. That's dirty.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's bad. That's sad. Well, I have the 2 feral cats that I feed all the time in front of the house.
Well, yeah, that mini lion. That lion will be bigger than that dog you want.
Yeah, that thing is like a bobcat out there.
Right?
Last night I go to the store, And like I said, I went to, and the skunk is standing right in front of my door, and I'm like,
it's gonna throw hands.
do I go out slowly? Because I don't want it to turn around and do something to me.
Man.
So I'm like contemplating, can I even leave my house right now? It's like the skunk is guarding my door. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that skunk up there is crazy, man. He wants to throw down. I'm telling you, he wants to fight you.
Wow. Rockstar's dog died last night. Wow.
Yeah, I know he was doing too good.
Wow. Well, Mark put his dog away, a couple of months ago? Put it down a couple of months ago.
I was going to say, put him away.
No, put him down. That's a bad feeling.
I know. Would you ever get your dog stuffed? I think that would be just weird, just looking at your dog that used to be like full of life and everything just staring off into space.
I couldn't look at
weird.
it. I couldn't look at it.
Yeah, that would be too weird for me.
No, I couldn't do it. There's
this
no
is
way.
a lovely dog of death. It's just staring with cold, dead eyes.
No way.
While a metal pole was holding it upright. Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
That's almost, oh my God, that's like psycho. I mean,
like imagine the first person to ever do taxidermy. Like you have to be really effed up. It's like, oh, look at this. I'm going to stuff it with stuff just so I can look at it even after it's dead. Like you have to be a real Satan worshiper to start that. Think about it.
Yeah.
Like what in somebody's mind says, I'm going to stuff it with stuff so it doesn't rot. And I'm going to put fake eyes in it so it can stare at me from my wall.
I couldn't. There's no way.
There's
no way.
It's weird.
It is.
That and the people that have like bear rugs that are in the shape of a bear. It's like, really? You couldn't cut the legs off just so I know I'm not stepping on a bear?
I'm reading what Peter Journeys just wrote. Yeah. Oh God, yeah, that's some wild stuff. Stuffing you to stuff a dead pet, that is like way out of control. Way out.
Like I totally understand the people like getting cremation and stuff and having them in a little urn, and that's cool.
Yeah,
but man, don't stuff the thing and have it looking at you from the corner for the next 30 years. It's just sad.
I couldn't.
No.
Oh my God! And just imagine if they recorded the dog while it was still alive, knowing it's may pass, and then playing recordings of it, like if it was still alive while it's stuffed in a corner.
Yeah, it's the same thing with hunters. Like I'm like, okay, you want to keep the antlers, cool. Take the antlers, put them on a fake deer. Don't keep the whole deer head and stuff it and put it on your wall. That's freaking satanic.
But that's a trophy kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, well.
That's the sportsman approach to it.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can take the antlers and put it on something. Why do you have to have the whole head? Like, I mean, somebody actually had to literally cut the thing's head off for you to put it on your wall.
It might be used as for some other uses too. It might be going in a different direction.
That is sick. It's the last thing we need is a bunch of deer balloon knots looking at us.
I can't even take it. Oh wow! But anyway, yeah, this all started with my poor little Pomsky that I'm planning to get. Mm-hmm. This conversation spun way out of control.
Doesn't it always?
But you know what's weird? Last night I had a dream with my dog. It was so real. It was unbelievable. It was like lucid. It was like the dog was still alive. It was so real.
One of them lucid dreams.
This was last night. You don't forget those things. Sometimes I hear like the collar in the house, and I'm like, all right, enough. Take it easy. Calm down.
Yeah. I had that a little bit after my dog died. 'Cause my dog died last March, and you would hear the collar jingle sometimes, and just it takes a while to get used to, like, because everybody with a dog knows how they are, and you get up in the morning and they're right there, or you get home and they're right there, and then it takes a while to get used to not having that. Once an animal passes, and it's hard, man.
Oh, it is. One thing, who just said it? Someone, Leviathan said that a hawk attacked him this summer. Remember the video last year or the year before by my pool when I thought I was going to get attacked by what was it, a hedgehog or something? That thing gave me.
That gopher was going to box your ears.
Oh, It gave me the dirtiest look with a snarl on its face, and I was like, that's it, folks. I'm running.
You got the weirdest animals. That skunk wants to fight you. That trash panda's out there making all kinds of noises.
Oh, my God,
just
folks, you don't
for
even
to come
know.
outside.
He's mentioning something that happened when we were in the tent.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was not good.
It was not good.
Whatever kind of lovers quarrel those two trash pandas were having.
It was like two raccoons. Either they were having a good time or they were killing each other.
Yeah.
Either one. It just didn't sound right. And it was right near the tent. I'm like, oh, man, really? I never hear this stuff outside my house when I'm living in it, but I got to be the one night I'm sleeping in a tent. It's got to be right there.
Yeah.
Going nuts.
Are you gonna fence off your yard for your dog? Or are you gonna
I'm not. Are you kidding me? I'm not putting the Pomsky outside.
No, I mean just so he can go out. You know what I mean?
I'll walk him in the front of the house.
Oh, you're gonna walk him? I didn't know whether you'd put up a fence where he could run around, inside the yard, and not have to worry about other animals.
No, that'd
aggressive
be
skunk or the.
Yeah, the feral cats might get him.
Oh yeah, that's true. They'll be bigger than him.
These cats are crazy over here.
That cat is so big. We thought it was. What did we think it was?
A bobcat.
Yeah, a bobcat. That's how big that thing is, and it just has this look on its face like it wants to punch you.
It does.
It doesn't look like a friendly cat. It just sits there, just looking like Wilford Brimley, talking about diabetes.
Cat.
Yeah, you can tell he has a tude. Yeah,
and we have a lot of coyotes around. They're like everywhere now. Really, it's becoming a nuisance with them. People are showing them on their Ring doorbells. Look, coyotes in front of my door.
Yeah, we've been having that problem with bears here in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
a bear stole somebody's Amazon food package off the front porch.
No, don't say that.
I'm serious.
Come on.
Yeah. Stole their package because it had food in it. Next thing you know, they see it on the camera. The bear's out in the yard with like noodles or something, just loving life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We don't have that many bears here. That's rare. They come. You know how they get here? They follow the train tracks.
What, the hitchhike?
That's where they come up from. They come up from the mountains. They come down the tracks, and they end up in my town.
Okay.
That's a fact. That's where the sightings are. They see them coming down the tracks. It's like, wow. Bear on the.
I can see like bears sitting in like Pennsylvania, going, you know where we need to go? Hudson Valley. I heard there's good food there.
Oh yeah, in my kitchen.
Yeah.
You know how I cook.
Mm-hmm. They smell the spices.
Yeah, that's one thing. One time I went camping in the Catskills, and it was my brother and my cousin. They were young. They were like mid-teens. And I go in the tent, and what do I find them? Stuffing their faces with candy junk, and I'm like, what did I tell you guys? Don't put food in the tent. I went off.
Oh, you mean to tell me that me putting that steak outside the tent wasn't a good idea?
Yeah, I mean, wow.
By the way, for anybody listening to this madness, we're going to go to 11 o'clock or until the moon hits the building, one or the other.
All right,
it's going to be one of them is going to happen first. We're just not sure which one. So,
well, regardless, you guys will be back on the air tomorrow.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be nice and clear, and he has all the scopes collimated, ready to go. So, yeah.
I'm still depressed though. I got so much stuff now to do for winter. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, just decorating for Christmas will take you 6 weeks.
No, I'm not doing the Griswold this year. I'm not.
Yeah.
No. I say that, but you know.
Yeah, you're going to. Like the only guy I ever knew that threw his shoulder out and busted his rotator cuff decorating for Christmas.
Take it.
It wasn't the tornado trees on the house. It wasn't, lifting a giant telescope. It wasn't doing all this stuff for Pine Bush. It was decorating for Christmas.
Yeah, I was taking out of my storage area in my attic. I was taking the Christmas decorations, and they're heavy, and there's big boxes up there, and I was up on a ladder, and the box kind of fell the wrong way, and my arm went with it. Kind of thing. Yeah, that actually did happen.
Yep.
But
Just so it goes to show you, Christmas can kill.
It almost killed me. But right now the bar, you know how you haven't, you weren't here when I have this new setup.
No, you did it right after Pine Bush, but I've seen it.
Yeah, I have an 8-foot by 3-foot bar, and it's completely covered with equipment for what I do.
You know what? I bet you like it better though. Everything's closer to you.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like you. I don't have room here.
Yeah.
It's completely covered with equipment. It's crazy when I look at it. It's unbelievable, actually, now that I'm actually taking a look around.
Because you had all that stuff like kind of stacked in the corner by your TV, right? At one point. Like your hard drives and all that stuff. Versus all that stuff still there and you just kind of ran cables.
Exactly. There's so many wires here. If the fire department came in, they might condemn me.
Yeah. Doing the old Griswold plug, huh?
Well, the thing is, I can't put it. I'm not going to put 2 Christmas trees up this year. I'm just going to go with the one.
Yeah.
I don't have the room. I honestly don't.
Yeah.
But I have a big problem, and I don't know how you are with a pickaxe, but I have a big job I'm going to have to do in the spring, big time.
Depends who I'm chasing.
I have to dig the 40-foot trench going around my house. I have to redo the electrical for the pool.
Wow.
It's 2 feet deep down. I put it in. Code. Something now. It may not be that drastic. I may have to replace just the outlet. Maybe it got wet, but it hasn't covered.
Go rent a trench digger. You'll be done in an hour.
I can't do it with my shoulder, bro. I can't do it.
No. These things are automatic.
What?
Yeah, it works just like a snowblower. It's like a auger on an angle, and you set it to whatever height you need it. So if you need 2 foot, set it on 24, and then it just goes slowly while pushing all the dirt out the sides.
Really?
Yeah. You can rent it for like half a day. You'll have the whole trench done. The only thing you would have to do then is kick all the dirt back in once you put your line in.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm definitely going to have to do an investigation on that.
Yeah.
If I have to do it.
Yep.
But I put it in code piping. I forgot what the wiring is. I don't know if it's a 10. I can't remember what I put in the ground. But it's all to code. It's all, I did the whole pool. They were, let me tell you something right now. My town, when they saw that I put the pool up by myself, they couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe I did all the work. Underground piping for the water, for the pump, the electrical, putting up the pool by myself, putting the timer in the near the circuit box, everything. I did everything by myself. And they were like, wow. They couldn't believe it. And my shed, you see how I did my shed. They said I overexceeded. I went over code because on the sheds, they have these special anchors. They go, Keith, I can't tell you.
I know. I built them.
Oh, you see how they go deep in the ground? They're like, the anchors are like 3 feet long.
Well, it depends. Some people or some places require like concrete footers, and other requires like, especially if we're on the side of hills, they require those stakes, those inlet stakes and all that stuff. So, I get it.
And that was where the willow that fell on my house during Superstorm Sandy, that's where the willow was. So there's all kinds of roots and stuff in there. And here I am with a crowbar and a giant eye hook, turning this giant corkscrew thing that goes into the ground where these cables are attached that you put over the shed to tighten them up. I'm like, oh.
What's that movie with Richard Dreyfuss and the aliens? What's it called again?
Close Encounters?
Yeah, Close Encounters. Do you think your neighbors look at you like his neighbors did in Close Encounters when he was outside ripping up that lady's chicken fence?
Absolutely. They think
just sitting there with their coffee, just looking at like, what the hell's going on at the neighbors now?
But you know what?
And there's Bill running around with pool sides and shed roofs.
But you know what? When they see the work is done, they're impressed. They're like, wow, look what he just built now. You saw the deck I built in front of my house.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure they were impressed with his mashed potato mountain, but, or whatever that was.
Oh, but they do. My car's all UFO'd out.
Yeah.
They already say, there he goes. There goes the nut.
There he goes.
There goes UFO Bill. Yep. That's because that's what they call me. UFO Bill. There he is.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I've been handing out a lot of your cards.
Good. Thank you.
The PNA.
Yeah.
Every time
a lot of stickers too up there.
I have the sticker on the car.
I know, but
I have
the stickers
other ones.
Yeah.
They were all bent out of shape, but I put them under a heavy table.
Yeah.
Oh, did they flatten out all right?
Oh, great. Now my stickers are being used as shims. Thanks. Yeah,
But
whatever.
no,
Whatever works.
I may have to build a secondary shed. The whole shed is filled with Christmas stuff.
Oh, my.
Practically.
Jesus.
And people that don't know me, the ones that are watching your channel right now,
Yeah.
Keith could tell you, Keith, when do I start putting up the Christmas decoration?
Yesterday. Or damn close to it.
I start the day after Halloween.
Mm.
The day
Is it
after
really that late? I thought last year was like middle of October.
No. I officially do it the day after Halloween.
Oh.
Because I have a lot of family that comes here for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I like to have the house all Christmased out. Because
Here's
a
the
lot of people
important
come back.
question before we wrap this stream up. Okay,
Go
this
for
is
it.
an important one.
I'm expecting this to be a really important question.
When are you going to get a PS4 so we can go on the gaming channels and not be so censored?
God of War?
No, I'm talking about GTA. Like, we can do teams, man. We can play games on the same team, and we can cause havoc.
Mm-hmm.
If you would just get a PS4. I know. You're an Xbox man. I respect it. Okay, I don't really respect it, but I understand it.
Between Xbox 360 and Xbox One, I must own over 300 games.
Here's what you do: you buy a PS4 with a 1 gig. You get a external hard drive, and you just download all your games. You don't even have to buy the disc.
Now,
son of a. Well, that's what you need to do.
I may do it. Just
you
so
need
that
to, because Justin in here in the chat says he's ready to get on with us. Like, we could have a whole group, and we can do a whole server of our own. Because I got my friend Polecat that invited us into the DOJ server for GTA, which is awesome. Where you could be cops if you want to, you can be pedestrians, you could be whatever, and it's basically a role playing server. So it's all run by 5M. So it'd be freaking awesome for us assholes all to be in. And we can talk like we're talking now on the game, and each one of us can be streaming our own personal view of it. It's not like it's not that stupid split screen anymore. It's like you'll have your view from your guy, and I'll have my view from my guy. Justin will have his view from his guy. And we'll just be running around this map causing absolute havoc.
Well, I could tell you a couple of quick things. Somebody asked about the pool. Believe it or not, when I put my pool in, because I looked at all the codes.
Hey, Rock, sorry to hear about your dog, buddy.
Yeah, Rock. Sorry about your dog. I know how hard that is. A lot of us do, and that's not easy. It's a family member. It really is.
We're losing the moon.
Really?
Yeah, see, it's starting to get darker. That means it's going down over the building.
But
we'll hang with it until then.
The height of a pool, either you have to have fencing around the pool, or you have to have the pool it has to be 4 feet. Oh, no, it has to be over 4 feet, because I have an above ground
54
pool.
Usually is the standard.
Well, they said here it's got to be over 48.
Yeah, that's why most pools are 54, though.
So I went and I bought the fencing that goes above a pool. And I put in this big 2.5 feet tall fencing that goes around the perimeter of the top of the railings. And then the guy comes, do you know you didn't have to do that, right? I said, what? Your pool is over code without them. I was like, really? But I didn't take it down because I said, you know what? I went through so much hell putting that thing up. I am not taking it down now.
Yep.
So that, and as far as the hurricane, well, not the hurricane, what he was talking about, last year when the tornado hit here, I was up on my roof. A tree came within 6 inches of destroying my house where I'm sitting right now. Literally. It uprooted and it ended up at a 45-degree angle, and this huge, humongous tree was overhanging my house. And I went up my ladder. Keith was here.
Yep.
I up on a 20-foot ladder on top of my roof, extended outward. So I'm about 35 feet above the ground, crawling out of a ladder to cut a branch, and they all thought I was going to die.
Yeah, you ever see those videos online where you see those guys doing not so safe stuff on a ladder with a chainsaw? Yeah, that was that at time. And me and Ronald were just looking at one another like going, oh boy, this is not going to end good.
Yeah.
Because the ladder, I mean, it wasn't on a flat surface. It was on a branch.
Yeah. I had tied it down to a branch on top of the roof.
Yeah. We'll see you later, Leviathan. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully see you tomorrow night.
Yeah. Good night, Leviathan. And somebody was streaming it live on YouTube, and the people that were watching it live on YouTube thought I was going to die.
Of course, that year it was Ronald.
Of course.
Yeah. He was live like every 2 seconds that year.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, it was crazy.
It was.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had fun listening to our nutty conversation. Something a little different tonight instead of music. Probably be back to the music tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yep.
You never know. I don't know. I'm kind of getting itching to be on the microphone a lot more since we haven't been able to stream a lot like we have been. Like usually I have Mark on once a month. We haven't had him on for 3 months.
Oh, you got to get him back next week.
Yeah. So I want to get him back on here for a night. And hopefully the weather will cooperate.
Yeah.
But as you see, we're on the 400 millimeter refractor. The moon's just about ready to go down behind the building where we can't see it anymore. He just sent me a picture of the scope. It's like literally level.
I can see it. The building.
So yeah, it's starting to creep up on us. So
and great folks in chat, by the way. Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
tonight.
I have to say our chat lately has been absolutely awesome. So thank you guys for being that too. Yeah. Thanks for contributing. Thanks for talking. And even to the people that don't talk, that just watch.
Yeah, the folks that are watching on YouTube, the YouTube channel right now.
Yep. Don't be afraid to jump in the chat and say howdy. And what we'll do, the last thing we'll do tonight is we'll find out where everybody's watching from. Because I always find that so fascinating. So if you want to type in the chat where you're watching from, it doesn't have to be specific by any means. Just the area. So if you're like, if you're around Philadelphia, just put Philadelphia. If you're around, LA, just put LA, or whatever. You know how it goes. But let's find out where everybody's watching from tonight. Man, that one night we had people from Taiwan and Brazil and Australia and
international. Love it.
It was nuts. I was like, holy moly. So hopefully that trend will continue.
You know what's cool about that too? It brings the whole community together. I love that. I love when people come from all over and are able to be in a place where we all can have a good time and enjoy the view here of the moon and Saturn and Jupiter, etc. It's just, I love this. I love the community. I love it when we all come together, no matter where we're from, backgrounds, etc.
Look at this. Arizona, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, Albuquerque, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Pueblo, Colorado, another Arizona, Kalamazoo, Long Island, New York, Cleveland, Alabama, Louisiana, Northern California, up in the Redwoods, Ontario, Canada. Man, I'm being like you now. Oh, my Lord. Ontario, Canada. Lander, Wyoming, Leavenworth, Washington, and of course Justin's from North Korea. Wisniewski, Vermont is home of the Ted Bronson 1918. And Mordecus totally did not understand the question. Jax is in North Carolina, of course.
Oh, and, speaking of that, our prayers go out and thoughts.
Yes.
And well wishes to everyone that's affected by Hurricane Dorian.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah, please take life is the priority. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect your neighbors, protect your friends. Tell them to get out of Dodge. Yeah. If they need to get out, and yourself, get out. Get you and yourself and your family out of there. If you're in harm's way, please.
Another Arizona, Lake Charles, Louisiana, Delaware, Alabama, Southwest Virginia. Okay. I think that's anybody else?
No, that's it. He's from PA and Bill from upstate New York.
Once Bill, you all have to get on Bill's case to get a PS4 so we can start the gaming on the other channel for nights that we're not doing Sky stuff.
Yeah.
You have to get on his case.
I will actually, after I get off here, start looking at that, actually.
Even get a what do you call that? Get a renewed one.
Refurbished.
Yeah, a refurbished one. You get them for real cheap. Just get the 1 terabyte version. That way you have, and definitely get the an HD drive for your games. Definitely want that.
Well, me and you need to have a conversation off air, and then you can tell me all the details.
Well, just hang with me, and we'll be off air soon. Las Vegas, Nevada, because we definitely want that one. And then what we'll do is once we get all the gaming stuff set up, then we'll start inviting our subscribers to come on with us on the gaming stuff. If you guys want to game with us, that would be awesome.
The P&K team, the P&K Space Imaging team.
No, this will be the Keith and Bill because Paul doesn't game, so
okay,
it'd be us.
All right.
So you have your channel. You have Skywatcher Gaming if anybody wants to go there. And, of course, I have the other channel, which I'll announce. You know, some people already have it, but I don't want to put it publicly until we get it all up there. Let's see. Everybody, good. Yes. All right.
Tomorrow night they'll be back.
Last chat. Shout out. Let's see. Let's do this. They're gonna miss a bunch. Oh wow. Okay, we got a good list.
Names.
Here we go. 24/7 live Arizona Sky. I'm gonna do it like a radio announcer. How about that?
Go for it.
Does that work for you?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, the participants in the chat tonight for P&K Space Imaging. We're gonna go down the list and hopefully everybody's on there. 24/7 live Arizona Skies. Brandon Piggerg, 34. Caltech.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I know. You just messed it up. Jeez. Caltech. Chalice Trosper. D. Smith. Dagger Spells. Don't You Just Know It. Gary Wardell. Jax. Johnny Law. Justin T. Kenneth Lear. Lexus Burgess. Lunar Sparkles. Michigan Dream. Morticus. Nancy W. Scott Miller. Sheldon Harrison, Skippy Ratcliffe, Sky Pilot, Stephen Ireland, Ted Bronson, Travel to Eternity, Valerie E. That's how I have all the people as participants. As you can see, the moon is fastly disappearing behind the building. So Once again, thank you all for joining us.
Have a great night. Be safe.
Yeah, we're gonna be out of here. I'm gonna let the music play until the moon completely disappears, and then we will be done. Thank you once again. I'm gonna get off here and talk to Bill about getting a PS4, and then maybe we'll get that started.
Good night, everybody.
Yes, everybody, be good, have fun. We'll talk to you later. Okay. Okay, dokie. Good.
We're done.
Well, no, because there we go. That might help if I actually hit play. Yeah. You know what? Music doesn't want to work. We're not going to put it on. You just got to sit in silence. I'm sorry, but the music just doesn't want to work right now.
The moon is disappearing really fast.
Yeah, the moon's disappearing really
fast. It almost looks like an hourglass.
So enjoy that little sliver of the moon until it all disappears, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Remember, tomorrow night, dusk. See you guys. Later.
Later.